Hello, good evening, everyone. It is Monday night, and that means it's another night for Small Biz Highlight. I am your host, Tiffany Roman. If you don't know, now you know. No, welcome to, I guess, very last episode of 2021. That is crazy. I feel like 2020 went so slow to then have 2021 feel like it's gone by in a blink. This is an absolute craziness, but so glad to have had all of you along with me on the journey throughout this year. How with the way Small Biz Highlight has been growing, it's been crazy. And thank you so much because you all are a big, huge part of it. So just a reminder, we are live with StreamYard. We would love to feature any comments or questions you may have during the broadcast. But to make sure that if you are commenting from Facebook, that we can see your profile picture and your name, you just need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook really quick. Just click on it. It'll immediately help them talk to each other to give that a go. Because, we don't just want to know what you have to say. We want to know who's saying it. Got to give you your props on screen here. Why not? 2021. We only have, 4 days left, guys, of 2021. Most of you would think I'm crazy to say this, but that's 4 days for you to get one step closer to your goal for 2022. You still have time to at least get the first step started, an idea built, anything. Do not waste this time. If you have a dream, do it. Spread the love and, joy and the good vibes to all your family and friends. So let's talk about family and friends for a second because I am missing my invite friends button on my Facebook page. Not fun at all, guys. So if you have a second, feel free to spread some love for my guest tonight by hitting like, sharing the video, getting everybody on your pages aware of Small Biz Highlight. Help spread the word. Sharing and getting everybody to the page is free, takes 2 seconds, and not only helps bring awareness to my guest tonight, but all the guests of my previous shows and all the ones coming in the future. So please, please, please show some love and share away, guys. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Text for More. They make it super easier for you to get a brief introduction to Small Biz Highlight and see what we're all about by texting Small Biz to 717-670-6400. Now, I will say usually I have the links to the broadcasts on each destination on there, but tonight I did not have the time. I've been dealing with COVID today. My boyfriend tested positive, the baby tested positive, and it's just been a little crazy here today. So I apologize ahead of time, but I will keep up with it for future, I promise. There's an app for everything. And yes, there is an app for Small Biz Highlights. It's available on Google Play and Apple App Stores. Every single episode that we've had so far, whether it be a web show, podcast, or digital TV show, will be on the app. And there is more to come. So that's for another day. That will be for Wednesday. As a matter of fact, when I go live at 2 p.m. to do a year in review, look back on all the things that has happened to Small Biz Highlight and look back on some of the people we've been able to help out through our broadcasts, upcoming changes in the new year, and more, because you guys know me and my military life. There's always something coming up and there's more to come. So stay tuned for Wednesday to get the updates. All right, so enough about me, enough about this crazy life that I live with my show. I am all about my guest tonight. My guest's name is Ashlee. I'm so excited for you guys to meet her, especially if you are a nonprofit out there who needs some help figuring out why or how to get to that next level. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to bring Ashlee on because, that's the whole point, right, guys? So hopefully my computer works for me here. Boom! Hello, Ashlee.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm so excited to be here. So I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. I am so excited to have you here. I know things have been crazy. It's the in-between holidays. You even had your little battle with COVID during the Christmas break. I feel for you now. I really do. I'm only on day 1 and I already feel for
Yeah, it was a little bit like the Hunger Games here for a bit.
Oh gosh.
We were
I love
trying to
it.
see which one of us was going to outlast the rest, but we are officially free as of tomorrow from our isolation. So, and
Oh, I'm
everyone's
looking
feeling
forward
healthy
to
and good.
surviving it and just moving on to the next stage, getting the kids back in school and just back
Mhm.
to a normal life altogether for sure. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. But of course, we have to talk about you, my dear. You know, before we get into your business, what it's all about, which is what I was almost about to do, getting all excited about it. I always love to start my show with a really simple question, but sometimes it trips up my guests a little bit. Who are you, Ashlee? Help my
Mm.
guests get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, that's I always laugh when people ask me that question because it's such a loaded question. I could go in so many different directions because that kind of sums up who I am. I feel like I'm an entrepreneur through and through, and there's so many different levels to it. Um, but I am a small business owner. I'm a leader, a mom, a wife. I am full of sass and creativity. I am just an enthusiastic person who loves to connect with people. So I love doing things like this. So thank you. And I just, yeah, have turned a corner through COVID to really try to embrace life. And not necessarily because of a COVID scare or anything like that, but just really becoming someone who can look at what we all have to be grateful for and why we should focus more on the joy and happiness in life and ditch the culture of complaining that we all tend to live in. So that probably didn't totally answer your question, but I am all of those things. I'm like maybe like that box of chocolates.
I
Sometimes you never
think
know
the
what you're going
beauty
to
of the
get.
question is that it's so open-ended. Like I've had people answer it in so many different ways. Like
Mm,
there's been people who've gone very profound with it and like made me like really think about life after answering it. Then there's other ones that are like you, very simple, sweet, to the point. I mean, the reason why I start out with that question is, connections is number one for me too. I really think it's so important for the guest to introduce themselves instead of, me reading off some kind of introduction because then, the viewers actually get to know who you are from you directly. It's not staged in any way and, it just feels more real. Helps you
yeah.
out, guys. That's all. Um so thank you. It's very nice to meet you officially. I am loving what you're doing with your business and love the name. So I'm guessing it's Our Forte is what
Yes,
it
it is.
is.
Yes. You nailed
I
it.
think
A
the
lot of people are like, our fort. And I'm like, no.
Good. I'm glad I'm not those people. Our Forte is a super cool name, but they're also doing amazing things, guys. I mean, you would they obviously are putting the fact that it's their cup of tea. They are the professional at this because it's their forte. It's in the name. But what
Yes.
they are is helping out nonprofits in so many different ways. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my business is, like a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs, it has different facets to it. So I started out by being a passionate giver to small nonprofits. So again, really keeping it local and grassroots fundraising organizations. And I have experience in fundraising, event management, donor stewardship. And I took all of that experience and was able to really get in there with nonprofits and help them connect with their donors, connect with their teams, and help them raise money through engagement, not just a raffle. So really looking at how do we teach people about what the cause is, why it's important to support, and to turn one-time event guests into
Mm.
repeat donors and really build loyalty because that's how so many organizations continue to grow is through loyalty.
Oh,
And
yeah. I
right?
really believe that you're right about that because I think, um, maybe sometimes one of the biggest mistakes that I can take from experience is that we're so focused on that one-time deal, that one-time payment, or that one-time sponsorship and whatever, that we forget the idea is to make them want to keep coming back.
Yeah. And so I've been doing that with small nonprofits for a decade. And before I started my business, that's what my job was, for a larger organization in the corporate world. And I have taken a lot of that information and knowledge of donor stewardship and team engagement, client engagement, all of that. And now I've actually created a whole range of programs to help small business owners do that for their clients, because of exactly what you said. We spend so much time, I'm going to use the H word, hustling for every single client. And we're always on the chase for the next. But we forget about the people we already have as clients.
Yes.
And we don't give them the love they need. And in order to build loyalty and referrals and testimonials and all of those great things that come with actually treating our current clients like gold, we forget about it because we're always looking for the next. So I'm taking a lot of what I was doing and still do for small nonprofits, and am translating it into doing this for small business owners as well.
Wow. Okay. So you're not necessarily sticking with just nonprofits per se, but you're expanding into just any business that wants to do the same thing for themselves and their business, right?
Yeah. So really my focus is to connect with those leaders out there who understand the value of their current clients. So I'm not really looking for the big, huge businesses where it's just a machine that keeps turning. I'm looking for those people that I can connect with and who are super passionate about their business, who are super passionate about the clients that make their business a business, and who understand the value also of their team who helps keep them going.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. That's so powerful. And so in need right now because of so many small businesses that have been struggling,
Yeah.
even with a year or so after COVID now, so many of them are still struggling to, let their previous customers know that they're still here if they are still
Exactly.
here. I feel like what your business is offering to them is the opportunity to make it that much easier to not only let their customers and previous customers know, hey, hi, we're still here, but still love us and continue to come support
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're in Canada.
I am.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So if you are in Canada, does that mean that you are focused solely on businesses and nonprofits in Canada?
No, I do work. I've had a couple of clients as well, in the States. And, for me, because what I'm doing is laying out programs and helping them implement them. So I don't necessarily need to be physically on site to deliver a service, which is really nice. My reach is a lot further than it would
Wow.
be if I needed to have like a physical location.
Wow. Okay. That's really cool because, when I saw that you were in Canada, I got nervous. I was like, "Oh no, what if she only helps small businesses in Canada?" I mean, it's not a bad thing. Canada needs help. Everybody needs help nowadays in this world. But it's so nice to be able to have that reach. It
Yeah.
must feel so exciting to, have grown a business to have that kind of reach, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I surprise myself. And I think that a lot of small business owners can probably relate to, you start off doing something that you're passionate about and you love. And then if you really slow yourself down and reflect back on the impact you've made, those who love you, your clients that keep coming back, or those that are making referrals for you, um, it's pretty amazing sometimes what we actually are capable of. And so it's nice.
No, I totally understand that. I mean, I have to tell you the story one day of how
Mm.
this show came to be and how
Yes.
it's grown since, and it's just like I still don't believe it's happening sometimes until I have to come here and wait for my guests to show up. It's like, oh yeah, this is actually my life now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Like we spend so much time, and this is what I think I discovered through COVID when things definitely slowed down. Like the fundraising events stopped, and I really had to shift and figure out how to help my clients keep going. Um,
Yes.
I had to help them keep going, and I had to keep going. So measuring our impact in the world, if we might not be a big fish, right, in the grand scheme of things, but sometimes a big fish in a little pond is still really impactful.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that's been a lot of fun for me, is just to see where can I keep offering to be of service to people and what's the greatest need right now. And that's why I really, have been focusing a lot on client appreciation and team engagement, because so many small businesses have been, decimated throughout all of this. And even just when it comes to team retention, they're losing people,
They are.
which then in turn, I think ripples down to them losing clients. And a lot of times you don't see the correlation, but it's there.
Wow. For those types of businesses that you help, that you say, that are losing people, that are really struggling to, maintain their clients and whatnot, what are some of um, little tidbits, little pieces of advice that you give them to get them going and get them
Mhm.
started?
Yeah, I think just pay attention. Pay attention to who you already have. Um, we're we're in this like phase of instant gratification and the next best thing, but pay attention to the people you already have in your circle, the current clients you have, and what can you offer them to either add value and have them renew with you, or introduce some sort of referral where they can actually feel proud to be sharing you with someone else just like them.
Okay.
So that's a really, it sounds really simple, but so many people don't do it.
I think because it sounds so simple, I think it also scares people because
Mm,
then they may seem like they may feel like they're looking for, handouts or some sort of, or, people sometimes are not very keen on, advertising other businesses either. They either feel like they don't have the right words to describe what it is they do,
yeah.
or I don't know. People just have so many different reasons of why not to do it, but I mean, it is great to have that as an option. Like you said, I think that's a great idea and a great piece of advice for small businesses. Pay attention to who you have already.
Yeah.
Don't focus so much on who you've lost, if anybody, because I don't want to assume that anybody's like lost clients. But for those that have, who do you still have and how can we continue to grow with them?
Yeah. And I think too, like we all want to know, that we are important to people. We want to be seen and heard. We want to, even as a client. So for me, as a client of someone else's, if I don't get a thank you, and it's again, it's these simple things, but if I don't get a thank you for your business, especially if I've invested a lot of money or a lot of time,
Yes.
if I don't get a thank you for your business, I'm pretty deterred on re-signing. If the only time you talk to me is when my renewal is up for my insurance or my
Oh,
um
wow.
my car, my home, or my mortgage, like any of those things, if the only time you're talking to me is when I'm about to renew, we have a problem.
No, you're absolutely right. That's supposed to be the thing that sets apart small businesses from the big ones, that we actually care about the in-betweens. The
Yes.
big businesses are the ones that care solely about, signing you up and then re-signing you when it's time, or renewing,
Mhm.
or what have you. The small businesses, we know where you're from, what school you go to, what college your kids are going to. If you're, I don't know, when your anniversary is, the little details that, may not even be, on purpose that they find out through you, but they know you on social media or
Yeah.
something and they happen to pay attention. Those are what it's those little things of, "Hey, happy anniversary." We didn't have to do that, but because we value you as a client, as a friend, a part of our family,
Yep.
our extended family, that's why we do that kind of stuff. And that's generally why, small businesses are what people keep going to for certain things because of that kind of commitment and attention to detail.
Yeah, like I personally love walking into my favorite pub or my favorite store. I love when I walk in and they say, "Hey, you're back," in a happy way. I love that. That makes me actually want to keep coming back, and it makes me want to bring my friends there because it feels comfortable. It feels warm and inviting, and it makes me feel like I belong. So I think that that's something that so many small businesses, like that's not hard to do. And that is, kind of a really simple starter tip. Say thank you, make people feel welcome, and let them know that they are important to you.
Wow.
And they're going to then share their experiences organically. You don't even necessarily need to ask them, but there is also nothing wrong with asking people to help spread the love. I think that that's we're all doing it now. So why not ask people? And there's a lot of people out there who really, if they are loyal to you and they love what you're doing, they want to help you. So you just have to ask and then say thank you. It's like basically I'm teaching manners.
Oh gosh.
I'm
So
working with my son and everyone else.
oh gosh, here she goes. Ah. Oh, but okay. So if someone were interested in finding out more about you, how they can work with you, what does that typically look like? Is it a meeting that they get to set up with you to talk over what they're looking to do and figure out how your business can help?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do like so many, I will do a free consultation call just to see again if we're a good fit for each other. Um, and then really the way I start my process is trying to understand where you are now. So what are you currently doing or not doing? And where do you want to go? So I always like to do that pulse check at the very beginning so that we
Mm,
know where are we and what can we start to introduce. And maybe it's everything, or maybe it's, we're picking a la carte kind of what's going to work for you in your business versus what isn't. One of the biggest barriers that I often hear from small business owners is about time.
mm,
So I often build in a time management audit as well with the work that I do to help business owners and their team members truly manage their time. As a event management professional in training, my time management skills are fairly on point.
I love that.
So,
I'm
but it's
jealous.
again, there's a difference between being organized and managing your time. So we do a bit of a time management audit so that you can make sure that you actually have time built into your calendar to implement and execute. Um,
Mm,
because that's the biggest piece. We all know in our heads that we should be thanking and appreciating our clients.
yes.
We all know we need to engage with our team. We all know we need business development. Like we know these things, but if we don't have a plan in place to action it, um, it just it's just like wishes for the future instead of truly a plan. So I help you create the plan, I help you implement the plan, and I hold your hand throughout the process to make sure that the plan's working for you and you're seeing results.
Are they plans that are like customizable to the people's needs, or is there like special packages you have available or something to that effect?
Typically, I customize because every business owner is different,
Yes.
and their businesses are different. So, what might work really well for a physical shop where people are walking in every day, um, or you have like those repeat clients, like a hair salon or something like that, versus an online consulting business or an accounting firm. Those are different. So I try as much as possible to customize and offer solutions that are going to be easy to implement for my clients.
Love it. Wow. Okay. So it has been such a pleasure talking to you, Ashlee. If you
Same.
missed this episode or are catching it late into the episode, replay, people, replay. That's all I gotta say. No. No, I've been talking to Ashlee about her business, Our Forte. She's helping not only nonprofits, but now small businesses, really help not just them, but their team create a family type scenario in their business to help not only succeed in the business, but as a family as well. That cohesion force that you all need to help build that better momentum going forward, you know, um, and so much more, guys. So much more. She has such amazing insight. She knows what she's talking about because obviously she's been doing this for how long? A decade and more, she
Long
said,
time.
guys. And she's even had, experience out in the corporate world before trying to do it on her own. So, guys, please take a moment, listen more to what Ashlee's got to say. I do have the links to her website and social medias on the description of the video. I've had it scrolling at the bottom of the screen all day. And I have also put it into the comments so it's easily clickable no matter where you find it. Please check her out, take a moment, see if this is something that could definitely benefit your business, and then contact her. See, you said blah blah blah. She said it herself. She likes to customize it based on your needs and services that require. So, you'll never know if she can help you if you don't ask. If you
Exactly.
don't ask. But thank you so much, Ashlee, for being here. It's been such a great time talking to you, getting to know about your business. I really love what you're doing for small businesses. I just thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you having this platform for me to share and everything that you do ongoing to support businesses, small businesses, and the whole shop local movement. So, we only have these opportunities when people like you create them. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, all right. So, um, with that, I will leave you all with your friendly reminder, as always, to put your communities first. We do that by doing two very simple things, people: shopping small and supporting local businesses. That's it. So, I will see you all for now. I will be right back with my next guest. Have a good night, everyone.